Welcome to Yellow Skunk Farms. This is a 21-year-old and up channel, so if you're not 21 years or older, please leave now. Appreciate it. We're coming up with our new walls on our pond garden. You can see that we came up quite a bit yesterday. Got quite a bit of the rock out of here. And from here we are going to concrete. So we're bringing in mason mix today, and we'll be over on, well, actually I can't go live on Yellow Skunk Pond Gardens because for some reason they won't allow it at this moment. I guess I'm not big enough or haven't done something right to go live yet, but I'll be taking the video. We'll be putting concrete pretty much. I'm trying to do just about everything in here today. It'll probably take 2 full 5-gallon buckets of concrete. We don't have to do everything. You know, it doesn't have to be smooth and perfect. It just has to be enough to hold everything together. Go over here and check on the, you can see the Monstera is every day getting bigger and bigger. And where is everybody? There's Pooter. And oh, I see Cooter over here in the corner. You can see this. These grasses are just growing everywhere. Cooter, you can't get up that. Or can you? He's trying though. There's no way he could climb up that. Look at these isopods right here. Now you can see how how narrow that is. No way he can get up that. He might have been trying to get those isopods though. I can help you out there, maybe. They'll get those. As far as the plants go, we got day 62 of flower here. And this one is looking gorgeous. Lemon lime, extremely lemon lime actually. It's getting a little bit of berry in there. I would say it's definitely got some berry. Starting to see a little bit of color in that too, huh? I'm shocked these are taking longer than this over here. These are just full of seeds. And a lot of the seeds are getting ready to just pop right out. Look at this. Look at that, just popping out right there. Look at that seed. Tiger striped up, fat. Makes me want to take it. Oh, well, too much for that. Just popped right out, didn't it? I mean, it's just full of them. Oh, god damn it. They just pop out. Gonna get so many daggone volunteers. It's a good looking seed. It's not black, got tiger stripes, it's fat, tight, strong. Hopefully go right down in there and see what we get, right? There's just so many on each tiny little bud is just full of seeds. Some of them are ready, some of them are not. You can see these up at the top are not quite done. They're just still filling out. But ones down here in the lowers are just plump. And the smell is divine. Very well, let me try a different beer. Oh yeah, it's gassy, bubble gummy, cotton candy. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. Let's see what this one is. This one's more cotton candy bubble gum right here. Yeah, getting potent too. Very potent. This one's always been very gassy. I mean, not gassy, very cotton candy, bubble gum. But since it's getting bigger, the older it gets, the more gassy it gets, I say, more strong, potent. Get a funky bubble gum. That's kind of what I'm getting, funky bubble gum. Like these here. I'm running out of fingers. Yeah, that one's the same, just funk, gas, candy, sticky, very terpy. I mean, just it's definitely ripening up. That's for sure. You can tell in the terpenes, it's just they're ripening. This one over here, that one's probably not. I mean, it's there. It's not as lemony and limey as it's sticky, but it's not as lemony lime as this one right here, or the other one over in the corner. That the tall one in the corner over there, and this one here are very lemon lime, Mr. Clean. I like to call it Mr. Clean. And they're not very big because they're full of seeds. But this is going to be the F2s. F2s. So this will be the second time I've actually crossed these. See if I can find a seed here. There was one. Yeah. Trying to get it. It's right there. In between my knuckles. Ah, dropped it. It was nice looking though. There's one. There it goes. Very nice. That's a nice looking seed. I'd pop that. You remember the tomato from yesterday? It's shrilling on up. Bacteria is eating it up. Worms, critters. Look at that guy. That's a fat one. Like a snake almost. Jeez. He's been running through it, huh? Like a freaking snake down there. That worm is doing his job. Here's some old cannabis stalk. This is what we want the wood to do. Just completely degrade. That means we've got some good things going on in here. Turns to dust. That's the old cannabis stalk. It's like balsa wood now. Just degrades into nothing. Which is exactly what we want to do. Break it down, look at that. Just that's all we need to do. Let it break down. Turn it into dust. And that's how we build layers. The old avocado shell here just has been completely run through, or being run through. These pads here being run through, cleaning up all that algae and stuff out of them, all that fish poo, putting it into the soil. That's all we're doing. So if I wanted to, look at this. They love running through that. That's all those are worm castings. It's all worm castings. We just take those and knock them off. They don't like that light, but I wanted to show you what they do. All those little black dots you see are worm castings. And those worms right here have been running through all that algae, all that fish waste, and turtle waste, and putting it through their system and pooping it out into those little black balls right there. And those little black balls are just full of the good stuff that our plants need. And then basically all the biology, the nematodes, the arthropods, I won't say arthropods, I can't pronounce this shit, but if you understand the soil food web and how it works, it's got like the bacteria and the fungi are all inside those little worm castings. And the more you get, better off you are, but you can't have too. You can turn everything into worm castings over time and turn into a big pile of mud, which is not good. That's why we need the sand and the silt and the clay and the worm. I mean, and the pebbles and the rocks and the sticks. You know, all these things combined in the soil keep us aerated. We keep feeding these guys. We can feed them simply by taking this and putting it down in here, letting it get a little bit of juice in it. Let it pick up a lot of that fish waste. And stick it back on the ground here, and they'll come up and get all that stuff out of there. Clean it up while we put some moisture on top here. Same thing with these Chemipure bags. Look at this black soldier fly. And you've got an earwig running around over here. All these guys. Isopods. Mites. All that is in there is biochar and clay. And all these guys are doing is eating the bacteria that's trapped inside that biochar. Let me just take this. I like to move it around. We have been thinning out this grass a little bit, getting out all this dead stuff down here. Kind of chopping it up, just laying it on the top here. You can see life down there just moving. Dairy cows are a must. These guys are like the first shredders, the guys that come in, and guys and girls that come in and just start shredding things, breaking things down to a smaller portion size for the other small critters to come in and take it from there. What they don't eat and poop out goes on to the next stage, and then the next stage, all the way till we get to the bacteria itself. So the bacteria and the fungi are the last stages of the poop loop. Everything likes to eat bacteria, so the bacteria is mining. Like, say, the bacteria, you can set a tomato on a counter like we did over there, and you'll just see it just slowly degrade. That's bacteria. Bacteria and fungi eating the tomato sitting right there on your countertop. Once we take that, once it runs out of food, of course, the bacteria will eventually just die off. But if we get them to that level and then put them in the soil, the worms and all the critters are eating the bacteria that ate the tomato, and then they poop out what the tomato once was that the bacteria ate and the fungi broke down. So it continues the cycle. I know I didn't explain that too well, but if you understand kind of the poop loop, it's all about the poop loop. And of course you get into chemistry, and it's extremely complicated. It's extremely complicated, so I don't even try and figure out all the chemistry and try and test the soil constantly. It's constantly changing. All I got to do is manage, steward, make sure that I put plenty of bacteria-ridden things into the system for the worms and everything to eat, because that's what they want to eat. So most of that bacteria is trapped inside of old Pooter here as fish waste. Right, Poot? You're looking at me like you need some fish waste. But he ate yesterday. We don't feed every day. I know he would eat every day, but he doesn't need to eat every day. Nothing in this pond needs to eat every day. Especially Digger. Digger was over here, but now he's up in his hole over here. Digger's a baby. He had a worm yesterday or maybe the day before, and he might get something to eat once a week, unless he catches it himself, which there are isopods and stuff. Most of the time I'll just drop a living worm or an isopod in there and he'll catch it. That's best I can do for him. I don't really want to hand feed him or anything like that. I want him to be able to fend for himself, find the food. He's got plenty of room, so he's going to have plenty of space to create a home. He's got water, he's going to have a source of everything he needs, including UVA, UVB light. In the mornings, usually nowadays, he's sitting right there, gathering up this light. And then when I come in, he comes back around through Marco's Pass and goes up into his hole here. He's also got a little water tray here, just in case he doesn't get into the pond, which he usually doesn't get into the pond. I have pulled him out of the pond. He can swim. Box turtles are They're not pond turtles, but they're semi-pond turtles. They're always around water. They can be in water. They like to bury themselves in mud. So he's going to have everything he needs to do his thing naturally without me really having to interfere. Of course, we help out, but as little as possible. Everything's looking good. I know the creek looks, but that's just the algae catching that fish waste and all that debris. So what it would do is we'll put like a pad here. We can put a pad. This pad here is pretty good. Looks like it's been cleaned. It's dry. So I can just set it right here. And then just run my hand. And we'll just catch all this stuff. You see the shrimp carcasses. That's a shrimp, molted shrimp, so we put that right in the soil here. That's a great source of chitin. I like to run through these, pull some of this algae out. I like the algae. Algae catches the poo, but we don't want it to build up too much. Take that, just sling it in the soil. That algae is great food for bacteria. It's full of bacteria. It's full of all the things the worms love. Love this stuff. Love, love, love. Let's put some in the Joshua tree. This is our Joshua tree, our cacti. It's going to take forever to grow, but it's growing. Go. Get this. Just set it right over here on top of this soil here. And let the critters come on up. Do their thing. Let's check underneath the rock today. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Always worms under the rocks. Alright, I think that looks good. And if you're interested, I'd appreciate it if you come on over and join us at Yellow Skunk Pond Gardens. We're going to be throwing some crete down, sealing this up, making this permanent today. I like the way it looks. It's nice and flat and level all the way around pretty much. It's got a good slope in the back. So what we're going to do is seal all this up, bring in the pond liner. We got pond liner right here. That pond liner will go draped over this. Whoop. Come up over. That's after we seal this in. We put the pond liner, blah, 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 blah. Cut it, trim it like we want. Stack rocks on top of that to hold the pond liner. And then we can break these rocks off where we want, stack them on top, merge the two together there, and then we can start. We'll have to go back to Luckstone and get some river rock, start gathering river rock, and that's where we'll start to gather the river rock mountain on up. build that mountain on up, and then come down with it right through here, and then we'll start with this type of rock and end the river rock right around in here, kind of merge the two together right in here and come on up with the wall. But there'll be I'm planning on a 3-tier system, so running the hose up from the pond around this corner up, come out boosh, 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 and then start its journey on back around to the pond. And then a bunch of other stuff in between. A lot of work is what's going to happen. We've still got to go harvest the sand and silt clay, so there's going to be this whole bed here, pea gravel on top of the pond liner, and then sand, silt, and clay fills in all that pea. And then we make a spot for the, well, before we do, once we do the pea, and before the sand, silt, and clay, or maybe in between the sand, silt, and clay, we'll lay out the lining for the pond with the river rock, and then we build the pond out of river rock, and then the creek walls run down through here and turn and go back in. All of that will be on a slope. So yeah, it's a lot of work, but thankfully I got all year to do it, and next year, and hopefully I do. Hopefully I'm still here anyway. I feel pretty good. I hope all of y'all feel pretty good today. And I think that's all we got. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Until tomorrow, peace.